Hello everyone, it is Wednesday. That means it's time for another Crack-A-Pack. We did do some iconic masters for a couple weeks, but now we're back on Ixalan. We're only a few weeks away from Rivals of Ixalan being fully spoiled, but opening up a few more of these packs is actually useful for the new format as well, because we can still talk about the cards. These cards are going to be in the next format too, of course, one pack of them. So obviously though, when I'm talking about this, I'm going to be talking about it as a pack one, pick one situation, and it's for triple Ixalan draft, but again, sort of evaluating these cards now, seeing how they stand, is a good idea to do before the new set comes out. All right, so our first common is Ryle. This thing has been really underwhelming. I thought maybe it would actually be like a relevant card in this format, but it really isn't. I've never ended up with enough creatures within Rage that I actually wanted to use this. I thought that might happen. Hasn't really. I've never actually played it. I've never had it played against me, so I don't think really anyone thinks it has lived up to the hype, so we definitely don't want to play it. Bishop Soldier, pretty simple card. It has a relevant creature type, good stats, and a nice keyword ability. Right now it would be what we first pick. It's actually a very good 2-drop. 2-drops are important in this very fast format, and you know, probably, hopefully anyway, it won't be our first pick, but you could do worse. March of the Drowned. This is a card you want one of in basically every pirate deck. It lets you just grind out wins a lot because you can just trade your guys off and then get them back after they've killed your opponent's creatures. It's even more potent with pirates with enter the battlefield abilities. I would still take Bishop Soldier over it though, just because Bishop Soldier will go in any white deck. It doesn't have to be a vampire deck. March of the Drowned will not go in any deck. Next we have Nest Robber. This thing's fine, nothing exciting. You'll play it if you need 2-drops and you're an aggressive deck. Other than that, you probably won't. Still, Bishop Soldier, it's a much better 2-drop. Commune with the Dinosaurs. This is pretty good. You know, it lets you play a little bit fewer lands if you really want to, because it can help you hit a land in desperation. And it's also really nice if you have a bunch of big, scary dinosaurs to dig for in your library. But I would still take Bishop Soldier. Next, we have Sailor of Means. This guy's nice just because he helps you splash. As a 3-mana 1/4, he has good stats, and he has a relevant creature type. I'm happy to run him in any blue deck, really, and especially a pirate-heavy deck. But Bishop Soldier, I think, is better. Our next common is Demystify. This is just a good sideboard card. You won't even sight it in all that often. There aren't a ton of relevant enchantments in this format, but there are a few. Okay, Skymarch Bloodletter is next. So this is another vampire with a relevant creature type, and I actually like it more than Bishop Soldier because it has evasiveness. It also drains your opponent 1 life, which can matter. Generally, it doesn't make a huge difference, but the good stats on top of having that ability is enough for me to want it over Bishop Soldier, especially because it can be pumped by the Archbishop guy who can give +3/+0 to creatures, and it has an evasive ability unlike the Soldier, so it can hit for 5 sometimes, or I guess it's only 4. Next we have Demolish, terrible sideboard card. They just like printing in every set. I've never cited it in, you probably won't either. Next, we have our first uncommon, which is Wild Growth Walker. This card's pretty sweet if you have like 7 or 8 ways of exploring. It's actually playable in any deck because it has decent stats. You can even only have 3 or 4 explorers, and it's fine, but it gets insane in a deck with a lot of explore. That said, I still don't want to first pick it. It's sort of the kind of card I pick up, you know, in a later part of a pack when I look at my deck and I say, oh, you know, I already have 4 cards with explore. This thing's all upside, and I'll take it. All right, now we have Stormfleet Aerialist, which I think is our new #1 pick. It's a 2-mana 1/2 with flying with a relevant creature type who can carry Cutlass, which is certainly relevant. And it can be bigger a lot of the time as a 2-mana 2/3 with flying. So now I would take Stormfleet Aerialist. Okay, next we have Tempest Caller. This card's strong. If you're an aggressive deck, it's great. I don't think I would take it over Stormfleet Aerialist. I think it's second right now in this pack for me, though. It's ahead of both the other commons. We have 2 uncommons we're looking at now, Stormfleet Aerialist and Tempest Caller, and they are both blue. Okay, and we have a rare, of course, and it's also blue, River's Rebuke. This is just your first pick. This is one of the most powerful cards in the set. You get to return all of your opponent's permanents to their hand and just smash into them. It's good in any deck, even if you're a control deck, which admittedly are a rarity here. But if you are an aggressive deck, it's incredible because it just lets you bounce your opponent's stuff and smash their faces in. They have to recast it all, which frequently will give you just the win right there. We actually have another rare because we have a foil rare, and it is Dowsing Dagger. This card's solid. It gives a nice stats boost. The fact it gives your opponent's plants is obnoxious. Sometimes you just want to have this as an equipment. But if it hits your opponent, it can flip into Lost Veil, which is a source of fixing for you. It adds 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool. and it also is a source of ramp. I run it in, I pick them up around mid-pack usually. It's not a great card, but it's one I'm usually pretty happy to have in any deck with a lot of creatures, especially with flying, so the plants are less of an issue. Still, though, I'd take River's Rebuke, and I think I would probably take Tempest Caller and Stormfleet Aerialist before the Dagger, even though these double-faced cards look really cool when they're foil. So that does it for this Crack-A-Pack. Let me know in the comments what you would first pick.